Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, September 16th. Satellite imagery shows lots of moisture pushing up through the Great Basin from south to north. Lots of precipitation starting to head our way. You can see on the impact map for today, steady precip, mostly rain, maybe some snow in the peaks above 8,000 feet across the western half of Nevada, and more scattered showers initially popping up areas further north and east, before that rain becomes steadier and heavier, widespread across central and northern areas Tuesday. Precipitation still lingering on Wednesday. This is going to be a long duration precipitation event. But amongst all that, there's also some drier, windier conditions. Usually with storms, you get a little bit of both. So in southern and eastern areas, we do expect to see strong winds today, 35 to 45 miles an hour, humidity upper teens to mid 20% range. The further east you go, the more the fuels have been moistened up in recent weeks. Only area they're marginally critical is down in southern Nevada, maybe far southwest Utah, and maybe the western Arizona Strip, and a little bit of a concern on Wednesday again, but the daylight burning hours are getting shorter and shorter now, so not as big of a concern as it might have been perhaps a month ago. Fair amount of precipitation in the past 24 hours. The darker shades of blue are a quarter inch. Areas in green are pockets of an inch of rain, and there was lightning with it in a lot of areas as well, but you can see there was also lots of precipitation with it. So a few small starts that we've had. We had 11 fires for 41 acres. We did have some large fire growth still, 2,874 acres, so stuff still burning up there despite some of the recent precipitation. And you can see that precipitation up in the north, heaviest just north of the geographic area, but the greenish areas are about a half inch of rainfall. The lighter blues, a tenth to a quarter inch. You can see the percent of normal above normal in some areas, but largely western and southern areas still below normal precipitation for the past week. You see the ERCs, they are moving upwards, so they're still moistening in a lot of areas across Idaho, but still some pockets that missed out on some of the precipitation, so some drier pockets, especially in the Sierra front, where steady precip is now just moving in. Definitely a little bit less critical areas further east in Utah. But if you look at the 100-hour fuels, the gold area, darker gold, is still in the upper single digits. So under the right windy, dry conditions, there could still be fire spread going through. But the 100-hour fuels definitely moistened up quite a bit in northern areas. Now here's the upper level map. This could be a November map. Deep low pressure centered across central Nevada, wrapping around lots of precipitation, heavy precip across California, Oregon, and this south-southeast flow starting to push that precipitation into much of Idaho later in the day. See our 7-day map, quite moist in the north, and just a few dry pockets down in the Spring Mountains and down by Vegas. The winds on the left, you can see quite strong in a lot of areas, but you also have to look to the right, and where some of these strong winds are occurring in Utah, minimum humidity is somewhere between 27 and 31%. That's kind of towards the moisture of extinction in fine fuels of grass, but down into the upper teens down south. So a little bit of a concern for the whatever daylight burning period we have down in southern Nevada. Precipitation today, central northern areas of Nevada and much of Idaho. The light green is maybe a tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch. Once you start seeing these purple colors, that's more of a half inch to local pockets of an inch of rain. We see those scattered about the area. Spottier precipitation, but with higher humidity further east. Now this low is a slow mover, and it lingers around on Tuesday, wrapping around in its counterclockwise flow. Bands of moisture, you see them on the dark green through here. More areas greened out on our 7-day, but still drier, breezier conditions in the far southern and eastern areas. The winds, you see them still gusty, but again with higher humidity in a lot of areas. Exception will be down in southeast Utah. Precipitation for Tuesday, central northern areas, you see it really pushing into Idaho now. A lot of pockets of this first shade of pink on this model. This is the WRF model, high resolution. This is a ½ inch to locally an inch of rain in these areas through here. So a good long duration wetting rain for a lot of these areas, including northern Nevada. And this should pretty much knock a lot of northern Nevada out for the season, I believe. And still on Wednesday, still that stream of moisture. As that low lifts up, another trough pivots through, starts targeting central Nevada a little bit more, and still wrapping some leftover showers into Idaho as well. Looking at the map here, we have high humidity continuing in northern areas. Some winds down south. The only combination of fairly dry air and winds approaching 30-mile-an-hour gusts are in far southern Nevada. 3-day precipitation totals from the high-resolution WRF model. You can see through here, these areas in blue are actually 2 inches or more of 2.5 inches or more of precipitation. The dark purples are 1.25 inches or more. So a lot of precip, and again, this is long duration, not just something that falls in 1 or 2 quick hours. So a lot of much needed wetness for central and northern areas. Spottier precip further south. The broader range national precipitation accumulation map shows similar amounts through here, maybe not as quite as heavy and extensive in Idaho, but we'll see how it plays out. But still large amounts of long duration precip. Now this low continues to meander on Thursday with high humidity and scattered showers across central and southern areas. Maybe a band of showers up north, but the trend will be towards drying. So we go into Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. High pressure starts building in, and we start drying out, and we'll see what we have with that. This is precipitation on Wednesday to Friday. Still some lingering light to moderate amounts here across Nevada and Utah. Then we start drying out over the weekend, and these are the 7-day totals. And the long-range 8 to 14-day, we get into a warmer pattern, but also a significantly drier pattern. Not much of any precipitation expected, so we'll see how this all plays out with our existing fires once all this precipitation moves out. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.